Wow. Wow. Earlier today, the seats were empty, and I was practicing using uh, this script, so I won't go too far off. I was not prepared for this. This is so beautiful. Thank you guys for being here. Wow. Well, friends, distinguished guests, community members, on behalf of the Durham City Council, welcome to the 2024 State of the City Address. I am going to try my best, according to my staff, to stay on task. But it is really hard when you have a lot of energy and excitement. But before I begin tonight, I want to thank you all for coming out and celebrating Durham. You know, there are so many great things going on in this city. So many. And we have a lot to be proud about. And we're going to celebrate those wins tonight. I would also like to thank everyone who played a part in planning and participating just really participating and making this event a success. I came in earlier today and they were building the stage and doing some stuff back here. And, it's so many things that go on behind the stage, behind the scenes to create the experience for us to just come and sit in the audience and receive what we're producing. So to everyone that was in the background, behind the curtains, to everyone, the special assistant to the mayor, Derek, Carmisha, chief of staff, thank you all, Rakia, everyone, thank you guys so much for putting this event together tonight. They don't like attention, so they didn't write that in the script. So also, I want to acknowledge a few other folks that are here tonight. I have my city council members. Guys, I'm the mayor of the city, but I do not do this alone. So I want to acknowledge the folks that really make the magic happen, that stand shoulder to shoulder with me to make your realities come true here in the city. So Mayor Pro Tem Mark Anthony Middleton. Council members Javiera Caviero. Council member Deidreana Freeman. Councilmember Carl Rist. Councilmember Chelsea Cook. And Councilmember Bacon. Councilmember Baker. I don't know why I keep calling him Bacon. I keep doing it. My apologies. Thank you all for your leadership, and I look forward to continuing our collaboration as we serve this community that I know we all love dearly. I also want to thank our county commissioners. And I know you all are here, so I'm going to ask you all to stand because you work side by side with us as well. So county commissioners, please stand. I know Chair Alam cannot be here tonight, but we have Vice Chair Namashina Burns. Thank you. The city of Durham has received a lot of attention and support from the congressional delegation and the Biden-Harris administration. We are on the tarmac a lot lately as they have been coming to North Carolina because we all know why. We know why. But we are extremely grateful for our congressional delegation and the things that you all are doing to represent this area at the federal level. We're blessed to have a congressional delegation that understands that all politics are local. So if everyone will, please join me in recognizing the congressional delegation and their representatives. I know Congresswoman Fushi there she is. Representative Fushi's office, Selena Thomas, and I don't think we had. Yeah, please stand. There we are, Senator Tom Tillis' office. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for being here. And also, our state delegation, our General Assembly members, thank you guys. You all put in a lot of work. You get into a lot of fights. You have the bruises to show them. But thank you all for being here tonight. I'm going to ask that you please stand as we recognize you. Thank you for representing our 285,000 residents here as well. There will be a few things happening tonight. I'm going to start speaking a little faster because we have a lot to talk about. But I will ask that Senator Woodard, would you please come up here? He's not expecting us. Senator Woodard, you've been an institution in politics in this community for decades, and I want to thank you for your service. And on behalf of my office, this coin was for you. Wow. Thank you for your service.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. Wow. Thank you. Well, I ain't done.
I know you're not done. I also see many other elected officials here tonight. If you are a mayor or council member or an elected official from anywhere else around the region or state, if you will, at this time, please stand. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time. I know that's coming. I would also like to thank Governor Cooper's office and Attorney General Josh Stein for their support of Durham. You know, recently, Attorney General Josh Stein literally wiped out a backlog of, remind me, I'm forgetting. Rape kits, that's right. And that was announced today, and I just want to really acknowledge that. That is extremely important. So Attorney General Josh Stein, thank you. And I am a former educator, as you heard earlier. And I just want to allow some grace, because what our school board members are having to deal with right now is not easy. But somebody has to do the job. And we can all have opinions, but those opinions, you can throw them like daggers, but when you're an elected official, you have to learn to turn water onto a duck's back. You have to be sensitive to it, but you also have to keep doing the work no matter what. So our school board members, I want you to stand and thank you for your service. Also, part of what I'm going to be talking about tonight, we are going to be talking a lot about public safety, and that takes a very holistic approach. So I want to thank our first responders. I want to thank our first responders. I'm actually going to come back to you guys, but they're the management and facilitators of the first responders as well, or the outcome of those activities. And I want to thank our sheriff, our chief, but also our DA, Satana DeBerry. There you go. Thank you for being here tonight. Commissioner Howerton, was she able to get here? All right. She wasn't expecting this either, but I wanted to thank her also, especially for her long tenured service to the Durham community. And I guess I would take her flowers to her. All right. The immeasurable value and contributions of our city employees and our staff, our first responders, you can't do it without saying it. So I just want to really celebrate and give you your flowers now. All of our city staff and employees, you are simply amazing. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. They make this city work, folks. And lastly, I want to thank our former mayors. I am so grateful to be amongst this family. Thank you for your tutelage, your advising. Thank you for just helping me really transition into this role. And I know that we sent a few invites out, and I know that Mayor Tennyson was a little under the weather, but he was able to come. There he is. Mayor Schul, Mayor Bell, Mayor Elaine O'Neill. I just really appreciate it, because once you get in this position, it doesn't matter what side of the issues you fall on. You have a very focused sense of responsibility, and it makes you all much closer. So thank you all. All right. Now, don't think I'm going to go on in this program without honoring the person and the people who allowed me to stand right here. You've heard me talk about her. Y'all know how I feel. This right here is beating right now in her rhythm. She is everything to me, and I believe in promoting family. And I just want to thank my family for being the foundation that I stand on and allowing me to be the strength that holds them up. Zweli and Isaiah, thank you all so much, and I love you. First Lady of the Bull City. My mom, Yolanda Bailey. My sister, Tiny, my family, my niece, Kaylin. Thank you all so much. All right, so if you realize tonight's format is a little different, and I know there was a little, buzzing online about why does it have to be in the Carolina Theater? Remember that water on the duck's back? We are in a city-owned facility tonight, folks. The convention center is city-owned. The Carolina Theater is city-owned. And we are in a city-owned facility celebrating city events, and we're going to have a doggone good time tonight. I decided to move this outside of the council chambers to provide the community members, you all, with more of a fitting platform to celebrate and recognize all the great things that are going on in Durham. Now, I can guarantee you that the focus of my leadership over the coming years will be fostering an environment inside City Hall and the community at large that encourages innovation and out-of-the-box thinking. With these two priorities, I truly believe that Durham, our city, will live up to its truly full potential and what we're destined for. And trust me when I say, this is not the only change you're going to see coming as long as I'm your mayor. It's a new day, and we're going to have a good time celebrating our wins as we get more of them. When I ran for office last fall, I said that Durham was a city with the wind at its back. Well, it's also a city where we're ready to spread our wings and fly. I'm here to tell you today that our wings are stronger than ever, The tailwind behind us is stronger than ever, and the state of our city is stronger than ever. Here in this community, we have all of the ingredients for success. We just need bold leadership to put it all together. And that is why I'm honored to lead our city into this era of community and community development, economic development, workforce development. And I want to make sure that we acknowledge our wins in the past, but also chart a new path forward. We have what it takes. Let's get into it. We just had a resident survey, and the number one survey response was more police protection. People just want to feel safe. They also want safe streets. They want to feel safe. And it is my hope that Durham will become the most progressive city on public safety in America. Our HEART program was just featured recently on CNN as a national leading model for alternative response to police. I went to Memphis with Black mayors across the country to talk about crime in Black communities specifically. And everyone has their ideas, but we're building concepts, we're building institutions, we're building programs that are really making a serious change. And it felt so good to stand up and say, well, I'm from Durham. This is what we're doing. And after I explain it, I hear, wow. So that felt really good. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure that we all can agree that our first responders will always and should always be a necessary community resource that residents can rely on. And I want to be able to refine their role in our public safety response while exploring every avenue to make our employees more productive in their job. We must have plans that are short-term and long-term and that are focused. We need resources that bolster city staff and employees to be the best at their job, from competitive market pay to cutting-edge technologies. We need it, and we need it now. Also, short-term, but also long-term, our youth. Our youth are imperative to the sustained growth and success of our city, and we must provide them with the tools needed to be successful. I hope that you got a chance to see our youth entrepreneurs out there tonight. I hope that you got a chance to see our youth civic leaders out there tonight. I mean, Durham has it at its best. We have some of the best there is to offer. Let's give it up for our youth. We're in a position where, we can catalyze on this as a city, but the community investment is vital. Laura Khalil, are you here, Laura? All right, so Laura Khalil in the Office on Youth, she's been working steadfastly to amplify the voices of our young people in our community by providing a platform for them to enhance services and programs for youth. Tonight, I am joined by some of our Charged by Youth ambassadors. This group of young leaders are charged with leading youth engagement. Thank you for your advocacy, folks. Where are you? Charged by Youth. There you go. Nope, you got to stand up. Waving all shy. Stand up. As I told you all in the hallway earlier, when I huddled you all in, I meant every word. I'm grateful for you. I take you seriously. I really do. So with that in mind, everyone, I would like to announce the launch of the Mentoring Alliance Partnership. This partnership between the Office on Youth and the Youth Mentoring Collaborative. We're excited to work with our young people. As I said, we take them seriously. We're going to work with them and local mentoring organizations and community members to connect our youth with existing mentoring opportunities and resources. The data speaks for itself. there's a crucial need for more support for our young Black men and boys. Simply put, we just have to do more. And they're counting on us to do it. This is personal. As a former educator, my most fulfilling work when I was teaching was providing an outlet for these young boys. I had a chance to, really just learn their passions and aspirations and their fears and their realities. Unfortunately, I personally have lost many of them to the school to prison pipeline, and in some cases, to the grave. We all know that too well, but it's time for us to stand up. So later this year, my task force on Black men and boys will be launched. The task force will be charged with providing actionable recommendations for community members, organizations, the business community, higher ed, and our government to implement and address these issues that are plaguing our community. I'll be looking forward to your support and your participation in this process. Now, engagement is a cornerstone of our plans to address youth-involved crime. Durham Parks and Rec. Durham Parks and Rec, you guys play a key role in this. We're grateful for the summer offerings, the programming that you're doing. It's something that we desperately needed. And I appreciate our staff. As a matter of fact, our DPR staff are literal lifesavers, literally. Tonight, I'm joined by members of the team, 7 amazing DPR staff, whereas last month, literally just last month, they saved the life of a community member at one of our DPR facilities. And if those team members are here, I would like you to stand and be acknowledged. They were assisted by first responders as well. So thank you all. Thank you all to our first responders for handling that so professionally, so quickly. We're grateful for you. You all are what make this city so great. So as we make these key investments in our youth, we have to prioritize. We must prioritize our investments that make the city more livable for everybody. Can I get a hand clap for those Durham divas, those cheerleaders out there? Age is just a number for them. And they are the perfect example of what it's like living life to the fullest in the Bull City. Thank you all, Durham divas. You showed up. I mean, I was dancing with them when I first got in tonight. And we were having fun over at the Durham Crop Walk event, and they were out there just having a good time, and we were taking selfies, and we're just having a good time. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm 80 years old." I was like, "You 80? What? You're lying." So speaking of Durham Crop Walk, Durham is now home to the #1 fundraiser for the Crop Walk fundraiser across the nation. So continuing on about community development, we must be holistic about our approach to the ways we get around the city. In our last budget, the Durham City Council approved a historic $31 million to fund sidewalks and street repairs. And this is a response to the concerns we heard out in the community. These funds will be essential to ensure that we have safer streets, safer sidewalks. So hear me when I say we are listening and we are taking action. And also, Durham is not the biggest city in North Carolina. I think we all know that. But you may be surprised to know that with more than 19,000 daily rides, our Go Durham system is the 2nd largest in the state of North Carolina. Now, we value our community members' concerns. So they want blessing. So the city partnered with Go Triangle to develop a concept plan to address the concerns that we heard from our community. So I'm proud to announce that we were just awarded, not long ago, a federal grant worth more than $10 million to support the planning and implementation plan. And now, thanks to support from our Durham County Transit Fund, we've completed 100% of the design and we are ready to break ground in August. Transit provides a critical link for residents in underserved communities, such as Wellens Village in East Durham. This is where we serve nearly 7,000 daily rides, and it's the second busiest stop to the Durham station. Well, we were just awarded another federal grant. This one is for the Village Transit Center. It'll give us improved boarding areas, seating, lighting, walkways, and bus arrival information. It's going to improve the overall experience. Also, as we deal with the spikes in inflation across the nation and the cost of living, it is impossible to ignore the value of free public transportation. We need parents to get to work. We need senior citizens to be able to get to the doctor's office. And we want families to enjoy the amenities and assets across our community. So, council members, I really, really, really enjoy working with you. And I want to thank you for working together to ensure that we are going to have another year of fare free transit for Durham, Go Durham bus riders. To our current and past elected officials around the Triangle, transit agencies, the business community, I'm a regionalist. I think many people know that. I think what's good for the Triangle is good for Durham, and what's good for Durham is good for the Triangle. I want to thank you for your innovative leadership and innovative relationship building and being so inviting to investment in this area. Since November, the Triangle has received so much love from Washington, so much that I had to text Secretary Buttigieg last night. And I said, hey man, I just got to thank you again, because this is just amazing what's happening in our region. We're growing and you guys are hearing it. So I want to thank our federal level of the government, as well as our state and our local investment. Since November, we've received nearly $1.5 billion in infrastructure enhancements in this region alone. We are enhancing our airport. Our airport is expanding like you've never seen before because the demand is there. The Triangle is growing and we're responding to it. From airport to more buses, to more electric buses, to allow us a climate response, to electric charge stations, to electric school buses. We are doing it. Durham, we're doing it. So our community, we're developing, we're listening, and we're responding. And there's a reason for that. Let's talk about economic development. Oftentimes, no, we're going to come back to that. Because, and Derek, don't get upset with me. He's like, oh my God, he's going out of order. I want to talk about housing first. It's what we all feel, almost more than anything else. Oftentimes, we talk about affordable housing. I want you to focus on affordable living. There's a difference. Housing, and I'll argue this with you any day, housing should be a human right. Residents of every income level should have access to housing that they can attain. This is why I vow to support policy that allows us to ensure that anyone, whether they're from Durham, whether they're in Durham, or whether they're coming to Durham, that they're going to have a place to live. We have to be intentional about that. Because if we ignore it, we're going to hurt our own. And I don't want that to happen. So a way that we can achieve affordable living is to ensure that we're making the best decisions with our city-owned land. This year, the council we have a monumental decision to make. As we plan for the redevelopment of the 505 West Chapel Hill Street, we have to have a both and mindset, not an either or. We have to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. And you're going to have to give us some grace because this stuff is not easy. And I'm talking about us as council members because we hear it from everybody. But this city-owned land, we can provide housing options at every level, and we can provide beautiful open space and retail and commercial. We have so many options. I want you to trust us and allow us to make the best decision on behalf of the city. And you know what? We might even be able to hopefully get a grocery store downtown. As we make these important housing decisions, I'd like to thank Councilmember Caballero. Councilmember Caballero is actually leading a multi-agency, multi-institutional public-private strategy group to develop a plan to holistically address our housing supply issue. And this isn't easy work. So we're experiencing an unprecedented period of growth and investment in our community unlike ever before. And we cannot forget about our neighborhoods that have been historically marginalized. So as we are growing, I appreciate Councilmember Javier for working with this group from all sectors to help us respond to this growth. But it is our responsibility to ensure the distinctive history and culture of our neighborhoods are acknowledged and celebrated. This is why I'm grateful that Congresswoman Valerie Fouché was able to secure $500,000 for the Southside Revitalization Project. This, coupled with the American Rescue Plan Act and city funds, this money will go towards closing that financial gap to allow for the construction of over 50 affordable, sustainable, and multifamily rental units for the phase 3 of the lofts at Southside. We're going to finish that project, folks. And this is great work. It is also a reminder that the city cannot solve these problems on housing alone. So collaborating with community partners is needed for us to create an affordable living ecosystem. I'd like to commend the Durham Housing Authority as they are well on their way for building 2,000 multi-income units in downtown Durham. And most recently, I had the honor of celebrating the opening of 16 permanently affordable units for individuals with disabilities and formerly unhoused individuals. Thank you, CASA, and many other developers, nonprofit developers, for actually being able to house folks that just can't do it on their own. In addition to other developments in the area, I'd like to acknowledge Mayor Pro Tem Mark Anthony Middleton for your leadership in working with community members to establish the Durham Marshall Plan. This $10 million investment set to kickstart the revitalization of neighborhoods along the Fayetteville Street corridor, including the historic Hayti community. These funds will support a variety of efforts, including residential and commercial real estate programs, small business support, and street and sidewalk and landscape improvements. Councilmember Freeman, Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Middleton, even other council members that are talking about other neighborhoods. Folks, we are listening and we are taking action. Yeah, we might fuss about it sometimes, but passion is expressed in many forms, but we're going to get it done. Because we must be intentional about the opportunities before us. And with these funds, we can engage in small area planning, that helps to preserve these neighborhoods and what they represent for Durham's past, present, and future. These investments in the areas of town that have been historically marginalized show that your government has been responsive to your calls for inclusive growth and that is spearheaded by community members. Councilmember Baker, Cook, Rist, Walltown, we're coming. It is no secret that 147, which separates downtown Durham from the Fayetteville Street corridor, is a glaring example of destruction at the expense of minority communities. We cannot think conventionally to remedy this, the devastation caused by urban renewal. That is why I look forward to the results of the Reimagine Durham Freeway study, and I'm confident in our ability to remove the significant barrier to access created by 147. And this is like, it's gonna be a challenge, I understand, but I'd like to challenge our community members to be open-minded. It is tough work. You'll hear me say that a lot, but I want you to be open-minded as we consider ways to reconnect, rebuild, and reestablish what helped make this community known as Black Wall Street. Speaking of Black Wall Street, Vice President Kamala Harris was just here announcing, I believe, 93 million, a lot of money into Black founders and startups and small businesses. And of all the places in this country, she chose Durham. She chose Durham to announce that. So now let's talk about economic development. More than ever, major companies and industries are calling on Durham to be their home. It is a fact that people want to be a part of what we have going on here and the possibilities of what we can become. They want to be a part of our growth because the growth is happening because of Durham's vibrancy. It's a community full of promise and possibilities for those who call Durham home already, a space where economic freedom is a right rather than a privilege. Within CCU, Durham Tech, Duke University, Research Triangle Park, RDU, and many other community assets, I'm confident that we are well suited to support this continued economic growth. We must envision paths to energize Durham's economic downtown, our economy downtown, and community-wide. We need to invest in projects now that build the kinds of opportunities and features that continue to make Durham a great place to live, work, and visit. These decisions require foresight to collectively envision the type of community that we'd like to become. In 2023, Discover Durham facilitated a community-driven process to create a 20-year vision, the Destination Master Plan, which lays out dozens of initiatives for us to pursue. And one of those projects being the establishment of a world-class downtown convention center. I heard someone in the audience say, he's still talking about that convention center. Well, yes, and let me tell you why. Because it'll bring thousands of visitors to experience our city and spend money in our restaurants and retail stores. That was not a dig. The screen paused. In 2022 alone, over 12 million visitors came to Durham and spent enough money here for it to translate into over $1 billion of economic impact. Let me say that again, $1 billion in economic impact. That was just in 2022. That's enough money to support local businesses and more than 7,000 jobs in the community wide. Also, putting money back into people's hands. Households actually have more money to spend when we make smart economic decisions. You can spend money at South Point. You can spend money downtown. You can go to restaurants, shops, any of our amenities here in the city. Come to shows here, DPAC. That is why I'm excited to support Discover Durham and the establishment of the Durham Next nonprofit, which will be a partner and thought leader in turning our convention center vision into a reality, along with many other projects that will elevate the brand of Durham as a destination for modern industry, culture, and commerce. And as a government, let's give it some love, because we really do need to make it happen. There's some economic common sense that we have to implement here. The more visitors that come here and spend their money, the more sales tax revenue that we get. When you spend money locally, 41 cents on the dollar stays local. You spend money at a national change, 14 cents on the dollar stays local. I'll get to that in a little bit. Keep a pin in it. But we must be intentional in fostering an environment that attracts employers that reflect our community's values. My office is open to community members in the business community interested in providing insight on ways that we can be more nimble in addressing the issues impacting our community today while developing solutions for tomorrow. I'm excited to announce the launch of my industry-specific and self-sustaining mayoral guilds. Now, yes, we have advisory boards and councils and commissions, but I want to be able to pull even more capacity together, create more capacity and pull more people together so that you can have a part in the think tank. You may have an idea, and you may want to come and sit around the table and say, I think I can contribute to this solution, this problem. I think that I can be a part of the solution. And I want you to know that my office is open for you to be engaged in that way. These guilds will cover topics including housing affairs, economic development, small business innovation, entrepreneurship, along with AI and emerging technologies. And I cannot wait to talk about that more in the coming year. We have some huge commitments, huge. And wow, it's just going to be so exciting what's coming. There's a lot of work that I can't even talk about tonight, but you'll see it. You'll see it coming. And I want you all to engage in these opportunities. And the application will be on the mayor's website where you can just literally click, put your form in, and be a part of this process in the coming weeks. I welcome you to participate. The city of Durham, remember I said put a pin in it? The city of Durham is a mid-sized, major status city that is still locally owned. We're the 74th largest city in the country. And we are still majority locally owned. I'm going to say that again. The city of Durham is a mid-sized, major status city that is still majority owned. Look around, find me a chain. Find a chain downtown. You're going to have a hard time. We're doing it right. We're producing a lot of lessons for others to learn. So let's continue to develop that. And let's continue to develop the workforce that supports it. For there to be shared prosperity, people need jobs that pay well. Absolutely. Career paths that offer opportunities to increase their household earnings and educational opportunities that start them on a career path. Also, the homegrown talent in our community, our universities, our community college. It makes it even more enticing for people and companies to want to call Durham their home. The Durham Chamber has told us when they speak to other companies considering locating to Durham, our regional talent pipeline is the #1 reason why employers want to come to our city. Speaking of which, let's talk about workforce development. This upcoming year, we will reimagine what a citywide workforce development program can be. Durham Youth Works has been a very impactful program designed to help young people develop critical skills and explore career options with top employers. This year, we have over 700 registered youth participants, and we have the opportunity to create a local employment pipeline that ensures that the professional goals and aspirations of our kids are supported from cradle to career. The city of Durham cannot be alone in this effort. This summer, the Durham Youth Works program has expanded. We've expanded the scope to enhance the ability of our youth to competitively meet the talent needs of our local employers. When our Youth Works program participants knock on your door, they will be ready to be a valuable addition to your team. This is for summer employment and beyond. And I'm talking to my employers in the city and the county. Additionally, there's a lot of benefit that can come from a heightened focus on vocational education to address the current local workforce needs. The president of Durham Tech, JB Buxton. JB, you're here with us tonight. There you are. Now, I'm naturally competitive, and I believe I can confidently say that Durham Tech is the best community college in North Carolina and one of the best in the nation. The quality of the learning that's happening at Durham Tech it's not defined by how shiny your buildings are. It's defined by the quality and the quality of teaching and learning and the commitment of our community college to our community. So thank you for being a workforce engine over there, an economic engine over there. More so, earlier this year, it was announced that a new partnership between Duke, Durham Tech, and Durham Public Schools was awarded a transformative $29.5 million grant from the Bloomberg Philanthropies to establish an early college high school for students interested in the healthcare field. And upon graduation, opening in fall 2025, students will have the opportunity to enter the Bull City's world-class talent pipeline in the healthcare sector upon graduation. I'm really looking forward to that. Thank you all for that work. Durham Public Schools, Durham Tech, Duke University, and the Bloomberg Philanthropies. Anyone in Durham that is able and willing to work should have a job. It's just that simple. And we're going to do our part. We're going to do our part as a city to provide residents with the skills necessary to not only take part in our local economy, but thrive. And across the nation, there is a movement to capture employment data that showcases the value of skills acquired through work-based training and professional or life experiences. And I want to also thank the county for their BULLS program. We have an amazing partnership, and we're going to continue to do more as we build these resources collaboratively for the benefit of our residents. I would like to announce the upcoming launch, really excited about this, the Bull City Apprenticeship Program. The City of Durham is partnering with the Durham Workforce Development Board to launch opportunities, apprenticeships citywide to provide on-the-job training that will upskill workers and provide non-college track individuals with sustainable employment in the public sector careers as well as skilled trades. So as I stated earlier, the state of our city is strong, but we're more than that. Durham is dope. We have so much to be proud of. You know, just a few years ago, Durham Public Schools had 21 failing schools. And now they have 5, and they're trending towards 0. And I want to thank Dr. Pascal Mubenga. I want to thank Dr. Mubenga for his leadership. I want to thank him. I know what it's like to not only lead a classroom, but lead a school and lead a district. And I know the work that he did, and I know that he was truly committed. And I'm just grateful for his leadership. And I want to give him his flowers as well. Also, our schools are a vital component of our community, and we cannot function without you all. That's why I keep giving y'all so much love, school board. To every teacher, to every administrator, and every essential worker, on behalf of the city, we are grateful for you. And I know folks may say, well, this is the city. Why is he talking about schools? Because I'm a teacher. Once a teacher, always a teacher. Right. And I want to make sure that we give flowers where flowers are due. And I promise I'm not challenging anyone's intelligence tonight. But some people may not know what it means to be essential. Some people may not even know what the word essential means in Durham. So let me help define what it means to be essential in Durham. Some of you all may remember a news story about a bus being on fire full of kids. Those children were saved by a superhero, and they were all able to go home safely that night to their parents. The saying goes, not every superhero wears a cape. But tonight, I would like us all to stand and honor our superhero, Miss Deanna Washington, our bus driver. Thank you for being our hero.
No problem.
And some people may think it's just driving a bus, but Ms. Washington, I still have my actual CDLs too. I know what it's like. Thank you. I know that wasn't easy. So folks, you've heard me talk a lot about community development, economic development, workforce development. These are the pillars that will define our success as a city. But we cannot do it alone. It requires strong partnerships, priorities, and positioning. Partnership with our corporate community is important to our sustained success. The city of Durham is grateful to have a business community that reflects our values and invests in our residents. As a cornerstone of our local economy and prime example of corporate citizenship, tonight I'm going to identify one of our neighbors that we all know, Duke University. Duke University's contributions to Durham cannot be questioned. And I've been working really hard to really bolster our new relationship. I know there's a lot of talk, but when both sides of an issue come together and say, we want to do more, we want to do better, that is what we build on. And we don't tear that down. And I want to make sure that I build a relationship that's good for Durham. And so I'm going to do that. So I appreciate the commitment to the well-being in our city, just the health. I appreciate the education that Duke and NCCU also and Durham Tech offer. It helps make us better here locally. Specifically, Duke University, you guys employ over 40,000 people. That's creating an economic impact of over $1 billion. So from supporting first-time home buyers to creating affordable housing development, I appreciate you contributing to the fundamental necessities of our community. You guys helped rebuild downtown. And now you did it by serving as anchor tenants in many of our commercial spaces and properties that are providing the most sales tax revenue to our city. So I'm grateful for that partnership. I'm grateful for the continuous investment in Durham. And I'll be the first to say, we aren't perfect. And Duke, you aren't perfect. But we can definitely build a perfect relationship. And that's what my intent is. I want to also talk about Google. Google's here. Recently, I stood in front of a classroom of Carrington Middle School students. They had boxes in front of them. They opened those boxes up, and there were parts. And they put those parts together, and they built computers. They were being taught how to become computer scientists. Our students, those are skill sets that are being gained right now that would allow us to produce jobs that they will be able to take advantage of. So we have some really good relationships that are being built, and I want to capitalize on that. You know, there are times when also, and this is a little personal, there are times when you may see protests. There are times where you may see disagreements, outbursts, even arguments. As I said earlier, passion is expressed in many ways, but despite this, we are moving forward together as a community. And I'm aware that not everyone engages in our public domain means well. There are even individuals who organize around issues simply to score political points or skew discourse. Well, I have a message for you. Durham is on the move, and you won't stop us. In this city, as long as I'm your mayor, voices will be heard and respected. Your voice will be heard and respected. We will fill our chambers to do the people's work, but there will be a standard of decorum. This council, and please hear me when I say this council, we will do the work for this community, but you must remember that we are human too. We may disagree, and I think you might appreciate the disagreeing sometimes. But no matter how we fall on an issue, just please respect the process that we're trying to be a committed citizen or resident for you. So whether you agree with me on an issue or you disagree with one of my colleagues, please just honor the fact that they actually stepped up to serve you. And I needed to address that. So colleagues, I know the work that we do is tough, but I'm in this fight with you. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So, we've been here for a while. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's talking a lot. So let's close it out. You know, for the doubters in Durham's ability to punch above our weight, listen closely to my next upcoming remarks as I close. It seems like every week there's a new story in the news about how great the Durham, that our city truly is. And the world is starting to figure out what we've known all along. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me out here. There are approximately 30,000 cities and towns in America. City Manager Wanda Page, where are you? Come on up here. There are approximately 30,000 cities and towns in this country. Just today, Durham was rated the number 17 best place to live in America. it gets better. According to Wallet Hub, and that was Money Magazine that actually announced that today. But just recently, Wallet Hub, out of 30,000 cities and towns in America, Wallet Hub rated North Carolina the number 14, rated Durham the number 14th best run city in America. But it gets better. Stacker just rated Durham the best run city in North Carolina. You did this. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh. So we are so grateful. We are so grateful. You make us look pretty dang on good. To you and your staff, your team. Thank you. So as I close, I would like to thank you all for joining me tonight. I would like to thank you all for joining me tonight. And I'd like to I'd really like to just reiterate that with open ears, open minds, and an open heart, the problems faced by our community are solvable and our opportunities are endless. I'm depending on all of you all to ensure that we reach our goals and aspirations for this city. I charge you all to be bold in your vision for this community and seek out opportunities to be involved in the work to make the American dream Durham's reality. There are so many people who will tell you that Durham is not thriving. There are even people who will lie and tell you that Durham is not the best place to live, work, or play. But I hope that you will take these words with you home tonight. Look in the mirror. See what I see. Believe what I believe, and say what I say. Durham is dope. Thank you all so much. Thanks for coming out tonight. Thank you all so much. Thank you all so much.